how much like money like do we need to make in New York City? Like
こんにちは、ゆうこです。いつもご視聴ありがとうございます。最近たくさんのコメントをいただくようになりました。ありがとうございます。その中にはニューヨークの物価って高いねというコメントも多くなってきました。今日はそんなニューヨークの生活について少しお話ししたいなと思います。2022年にエコノミストインテリジェンスユニットというところが世界物価ランキングを発表しました。そしてそれによるとニューヨークはシンガポールと並んで世界一物価が高い都市だそうです。ニューヨーク市の最低時給は現在15ドル。最近は円安のためにこれを日本円にすると約2200円ぐらいになります。現在2023年9月のニューヨークシティの平均家賃は4250ドルと言われていて、これを日本円にすると63万4000円。日本の感覚からするとすごく高いですよね。で、こういうポイントだけを見ると、そんな物価の高い街に誰が住みたいねんって思うと思うんですけども、ニューヨークに住みたいという方は年々増えてきているんですよ。今日は実際に今年ニューヨークに引っ越してきた女性にニューヨークについてのお話をいろいろ伺いました。飾らないニューヨークのリアルな一面もご紹介できたらと思います。
Yeah, nice to meet you, Amy, right?
Amy, yes.
Yeah, so Amy, you just moved to New York?
I did. Yeah, I just moved here in April. So
From where?
From Chicago.
How do you like New York City so far?
I love New York City. It's like such good energy. There's so much to do. It's the most like interesting place in the world. I think.
I've been to Chicago. I really liked it. So Chicago has like public transportations, and then so which public transportation do you like it better, New York City or Chicago?
New York City, 100%.
Before you moved to New York City, like did you have a different job or what did you do like in Chicago?
Yeah, in Chicago, I was working for a media company, doing events, but I was fully remote. And when I moved to New York, I was in an office every day, basically. So it's very new for me. Actually, I'm doing something completely different. So I work for a criminal justice reform nonprofit. So I'm actually on their first marketing team. So a director of events. So working on all of the organization's events.
You work in the city or you work in Queens or Brooklyn?
Yeah, so our office is Broadway, so in the city.
Where do you live now?
I live in downtown Brooklyn.
How do you commute to work?
Subway. Every day. I like it. It's nice to actually have a little bit of separation from work and home. So, and the subway's really easy. So, I don't mind. I don't mind coming in.
What do you think of the corporate culture, like, working style, like between like Chicago and New York, if you can compare?
Oh, that's a good question. New York is very fast-paced. I feel like there's just an energy and air here that's a little bit different than Chicago. But I think for a type A person like me, I like New York a little bit better. Not to say Chicago wasn't like that, just New York is so like elevated. Like everyone's just working around the clock. It's a lot of like hard-working people, but work hard, play hard seems to be the mentality here.
So what did you study in school, like in order to get that kind of like marketing job?
Yeah, so I was an advertising and public relations major in college. So in my career, I've worked in sales and fundraising and event planning. So I think, yeah, it's definitely, I've always been in kind of the marketing, advertising, sales world. So.
Like, what do you think of cost of living in New York City?
Ooh. I wish it was lower. Yes, it's pretty expensive to live here, but I think the trade-off is the city itself. Like, there's just no other city like New York in America, I don't think. So it is expensive, but I think it's worth it.
I find like cost of living in New York City is extremely expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah, like I just came back from Japan. Like it's like maybe triple the price, of Japanese like food over there.
Is it really?
Yeah. In New York City, it is true that people are making a lot more money compared to the people in Japan. But the cost of living, I think it's 3 times or 4 times higher, depending on the product. I still find it like the living in New York City is not that easy.
It's not.
Yeah. So did you have a hard time like looking for a job in New York City?
I was lucky. The job kind of came to me, or someone actually had me in mind and said, you might be interested in this, you should apply.
Do you live by yourself?
I do.
So this is like very private. You don't have to answer. How much like money like do we need to make in New York City? Like, are you living like in New York City comfortably?
Yes. So I guess it depends on kind of your musts and your must-haves to be happy. I think for me, I knew I wanted to live by myself. It's been a long time since I've had roommates. So you can do New York, I think, in a more affordable way if you're willing to live with people or live in further out neighborhoods. So I think honestly you can make it work in any way. It's just what you're willing to, give up or not have.
Are you willing to share like how much like money like you were making, just like ballpark?
So I definitely make in the like higher six figures.
Oh, you must be really good.
Thank you. No, I'm just very fortunate, I think. But it's funny. I did try to move here in my 20s. I'm in my 30s now, but I really wanted to live here in my younger mid 20s, and I had a hard time finding a job here. So it isn't the easiest. I don't think to find a job unless you have connections, or I think connections are the best way.
Are you guys from New York or born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised. Both.
You guys look like really young and beautiful. Like, are you guys still in school?
We graduated. Thank you. Yeah.
So what do you do in New York City?
I travel and I work for a freelance company.
I'm a lawyer and I own a crystal shop as well.
You guys like smart and beautiful. What else do you need? Just kidding.
Shopping.
Shopping.
Traveling.
Shopping
More traveling.
Yeah.
Have you been to Asia, like Japan?
Yes, not Japan. I was supposed to go, but I've been to Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, and then Bangkok, Pattaya.
For work or for fun?
Work and pleasure.
What kind of work do you have to get in order to travel like that many countries?
I was doing personal shopping over there.
For rich people?
All kinds.
What did you study in school?
I studied public relations and fashion marketing.
And of course you're a lawyer, so you went to law school.
And I did environmental studies in undergrad.
So you guys met at college.
Yes. We were in a sorority together.
Wow, great.
Pledged together.
You pledged together. Yeah.
Saw it all.
Yeah.
10 years now, almost?
Yeah, we've been best friends for 10 years.
So what's the best thing about New York City?
The shopping, the culture, the food, all the different people.
I'd say the people, and it's such a mix. Anytime you come, it's never going to be the same visit as your last time or the time you'll come next. It's always going to be something new for you.
Do you have any message for Japanese people?
Come visit. I want to come visit your place.
Come visit us and we'll come visit you.